and welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy and I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. I want to welcome my returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for your beautiful, kind comments. Today's topic is actually a suggestion from the comment section from one of my subscribers, Lavender. So thank you so much for your suggestion. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you keep them coming. I live to serve. So if there's a topic that you would like to see the Tarot Cottage cover, please feel free to drop that comment below. And if you're subscribed to the channel, that's also the comment that you drop below will be applicable to the free tarot reading option that I do offer my subscribers as a thank you for your presence here. I do offer a chance to win one. You just have to drop your comment below beneath any of my readings this month for your chance to win, and I will notify you beneath your comment if you have been chosen the winner. I would never send unsolicited DMs here or on Instagram, on TikTok, anywhere like that. So protect yourself from people who could be posing as the Tarot Cottage, but I will notify you if you are the winner of the free tarot reading beneath your comments. So if you have left me comments before in the past, I am still waiting to hear back from one of my most recent winners. So be sure to check your comments to see if I have notified you. But for today's pick a card topic, as I said, it's a suggestion from the comment section. Today's going to be a no contact reading, and we're going to ask from this person's perspective, what do they think you feel for them? And we're also going to ask the question as well, like, what would they wish to happen next? What action would they like to see from you? So that is the topic for today. No contact. What do they think you feel, and what would they like to see happen? We do have 3 piles to choose from here today, and I'm using the Tarot of the Divine. We have pile number 1 with the Queen of Cups. We have pile number 2 with the Queen of Wands. And we have pile number 3 with the Queen of Swords. So whichever pile or piles you're drawn to, there may be messages waiting from your spirit team, and my timestamps are always listed below. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Again, no contact. How do they think you feel about them and the situation between the two of you, and what do they wish would happen next? Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the Queen of Cups, and this is your reading. In this no contact situation, how does this person on your mind assume or think that you feel about them and feel about this situation at hand? Now, you could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio with this beautiful Queen of Cups. You can see that she's below the surface of the water, and she herself is a mermaid. So there's like a lot of temptation with the mermaid. She lures sailors in, but there's also something about suppressing your true feelings. So they may feel like you have suppressed, or you are currently suppressing your true feelings. The Queen of Cups is also notorious for putting a lid on her love, and that's it. She falls in love and she holds that love for a very long time. She's very loyal. And so they may hope that this is something that you are also maintaining, is a loyalty of heart or a loyalty in your emotions towards them, but that you're hiding it or suppressing it at this time. But let's take a look here for pile number 1, please. In this no contact, how do they think you feel? Now, some of these thoughts that they're having, they could be assumptions. So Spirit's not trying to project this at you. If it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you. It's important to not try to make these readings fit, because they are for the collective. But these are just their hopeful assumptions, perhaps. They could be projecting their own feelings towards you. But how do they think that you feel in this no contact situation? Oops. We have the 7 of Swords coming out first. We have the Wheel. We have the 6 of Cups reversed. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Magician coming out here with the 9 of Wands along with the Ace of Swords. Back of the deck is the Queen of Swords, a lot of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and the 8 of Cups. Well, they first want to start with this assumption that they think that you regret a lot that happened in this connection. They almost feel like you live in the past. With this 6 of Cups reversed, it's like idolizing the past, holding on a lot to what the past had to offer. They feel like your priorities might have shifted. The Queen of Cups can sometimes have moved into motherhood, for instance, but they feel like you might still be tempted to revisit the past often in this connection, and they think that you're denying that, or you're not being honest about how you truly feel, like you're suppressing it, and that you're controlling an urge to perhaps clarify things or to gain clarity in the situation, that you're not sharing this with other people, that this might be something that you hold close to your own heart. Now, I will also say with the Six of Cups reversed, sometimes that can be a sign of having a sort of unrealistic expectations. So this person could be projecting some of their feelings and their thought patterns towards you at this moment. But of course, there could definitely be a parallel here. They feel like you lied in the past as well, and I'm using the word lie, but it's not a nefarious, intentional, I want to hurt you type of lie. It's like little white lies. It's denying something to myself. It's not communicating the truth honestly to myself and other people. And they think, or I should say they hope, that part of you feels like a traitor to what could have been, what the two of you could have developed, because the Six of Cups does speak to a connection that felt very real, even if it was in the past, even if we were very young, even if we were inexperienced. It's like we felt something and it was real, even if we can't put our finger on it at the time and we don't realize until much later, it was very real. And they feel like that was true for you, that was very real, and you're not satisfied with how things evolved. They're kind of hoping you're not satisfied overall in life. And not because they don't want to see you happy. Of course they do. But I feel like they want to believe that the impact this had on you is equal in measure to the impact it had on them. They feel like you are intentionally holding back communication, but that you might be tempted to reach out in the future. They think that the life you built now is the life that you're contemplating could have been built with them. They don't necessarily feel like you are holding on to hope that this could evolve beyond this point. They think that you're really intelligent and smart. They know that you have more logic than that, but I just keep hearing the song, I've got my mind set on you, not I've got my heart set on you, but you've got your mind set on them, so that you are thinking about them all the time. But again, it feels like a secret. It feels like here at the Seven of Pentacles, you wonder if they would have been an upgrade to what you're experiencing now in life. And just remember that these could be projections in this no contact situation. These could be their feelings that they're kind of throwing like a hot potato over at you. But that you're still inspired by it, that you still think about it. There's like a dreamlike state that I'm feeling as well. And they're also saying that they assume that you wish you had taken more of a risk here and put more of an investment into this situation. They're almost calling the two of you friends as opposed to lovers, for instance. And there's a certain amount of innocence that gets applied to the Six of Cups in that nostalgia. Even with the Three of Wands supporting it, there's a certain amount of pause before we acted. So they feel like you may have intended to act towards it, that you felt the connection, you intended to act towards it, but you just waited a little bit too long. And that you almost like perhaps spent some time trying to convince yourself it wasn't real, or it wasn't there, or it wasn't mutual. Like they know that you physically walked away, but they want to hope that you're secretly still suppressing a lot of that emotion, even though you're intelligent and logical and you are able to process things. You have the Page of Pentacles. They also feel like you are inspired to communicate with them, or that. And to be honest with you, I feel like this person is actually having conversations with you in their minds sometimes. It's like to work through their own grievances and insecurities and and mistruth that they haven't shared. I think that they have almost like conversations with you. This may be something the two of you share. Almost feels like a dreamlike state. And they're highlighting, like, you know, people who go in and get those little sticky pads and wires all over their brain to test their brain activity. It's like a connection. It's like they feel like the two of you have had conversations, and it feels like a connection. But that you don't reach out because you are holding on to this perception of like, I'm idolizing the past and it's unrealistic. I shouldn't reach out at this time because it could create frustrations, or you would have to reach out in secret. They also they have this thought that you might be thinking that they're upset with you, or upset that you didn't take a chance here. Here's the Eight of Cups. Here's the Nine of Pentacles with the King of Cups. And it's interesting that we have the King and the Queen of Cups now together. Position gets in the way. Nine of Pentacles is somebody who's built something for themselves. So you could have built up your career or your family or your position. You're more mature than you were in the past. That doesn't mean that you still don't hold. It's like they're showing something up the sleeve. Even if there's no communication between the two of you, this is still a major distraction in your life because there's love here. And the truth is that they are claiming that that's the reality check that they came to. They came to this reality, Ace of Swords, that they loved you or are in love with you, and that this was an opportunity that they fumbled quite heavily. And so to protect themselves from that reality that stings quite a bit, it's like they're seeking out this truth, or seeking out this information about you and whether or not you also share that frequency. How do they think you feel in no contact, please? If your physical touch, a tender touch can mean so much. And I feel like there was a lack of that in the past. They're kind of showing me, this person looks like they're dressed sort of like Peter Pan. It's like a Neverland analogy of not wanting to grow up or wanting to stay in that dreamlike state of the past so that I don't have to shift or change. But we have here, back to what you love, reevaluate your desires. And that ultimately that life has brought you on a tangent or on a path where you spend time reevaluating the past and past opportunities with this person. Again, understanding that this could be a projection of what they feel or what they're thinking. What do they wish would happen here, please, Spirit, for pile 1? Page of Pentacles. I feel like they want an opportunity to talk to you. They want an opportunity to talk to you, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an opportunity that goes anywhere, although the Strength and the Knight of Wands are on back of deck already. But they just want an opportunity to talk to you. In an ideal, perfect environment, they would want a do-over. They wish they could go back in time and have a do-over. They would do things so differently. You have the Queen of Cups. Again, two very different decks, but both the Queen of Cups are being featured here as a mermaid, so there's a lot of temptation connected to you. And they're claiming they don't care what other people think. They think that you might care what other people think, but they're claiming they don't care what other people think. That may or may not be 100% authentic. They're saying that your opinions of the situation even now might change if they could talk to you and they could give you their truth and the full spectrum. But they're also saying that deep down they feel like you already have it. We have the Two of Swords. Like they wish that you could offer the full spectrum in this communication without them having to be as vulnerable as maybe they would hope that you would be. I don't know that they're holding out for hope for this because they feel like it would be a compromise, or you'd be taking some type of compromise, or they can't commit at this moment. So this sort of like is wishful thinking about, what do I wish would happen, but what would I do if this actually happened? Would I be able to take on the challenge? Because I feel like there's attachment. And this is not speaking to third party. Like this is life. This is people that have naturally evolved. But here's the Five of Wands. It's almost like they only want communication with clarity if it's mutual. And if there's a willingness for two people to fight through, even if there's drama associated with what the clarity is. Here's the Queen of Swords again on back of deck with the Six of Swords. They wish that you would act towards clarity. They wish that you would act towards closure. They recognize and appreciate that that's probably wishful thinking. Again, some of these energies are coming from them, that's probably wishful thinking because you have evolved, or because you have a family, maybe children at this time. But that is what they wish would happen. Here's the Lovers. Again, acknowledgement that there could be obstacles when it comes to partnerships and having to make decisions. But I also feel like it's new relationships that have actually given us the fuller spectrum of what we missed out on in the past, because we may not have had the experience to be able to even name it, or to name our own hesitation and the reasons why. Let's get some message cards here. What is this person currently thinking towards pile number 1, please? I was a distraction from your pain. It says, I know I was a distraction from your pain, but I also feel like this person doesn't exactly know everything. They sometimes get inspired in a victimhood about lack of honesty, or again, idolizing the past. I want to tell you how I feel. And the truth is, I want you. Back of deck already says, sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. I want to be more than friends. And we have, I love you. I want to feel that way again. The timing just wasn't right for us. Let's get 3 more. Oh, 3 more. It was my fault, but I blamed you. So I bury myself in work to forget you, and I wish I could take back my words. This one came in reverse. I feel like it's not so much taking back their words, so much as it's expressing their words. And again, this reading was focused on how they think you're feeling, but I feel like they have projected a lot towards you. Even in this aspect of you holding back your truth, so to speak, they also held back their truth. They also waited too long to express something in the dynamics of this friendship or deep connection. So many things remind me of you is on the back of that deck. So let's get advice for pile number 1. From your guides and angels connected to this relationship on your mind. It says here, you are the authority. You know what's best for you, especially when it comes to expression. It says, honor your soul's purpose. Now, the whale has to come up to express itself, otherwise it could drown in that emotion. So your guides are saying that you may feel tempted to make contact or to reach out. I feel like this person will be holding back, and they encourage you to reflect upon what you feel like is best for you as far as closure or clarity. Back of the deck says, follow your passion. And this Black Panther, they're saying that you may actually have an ally. They're calling it an unlikely ally, but you might also have an ally when it comes to your truth and their truth being very, very paralleled. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 1, please. The last thought they had about pile 1 in the bowl. The Sun, whoopsie daisy. The Nine of Swords. Now, honestly, the Nine of Swords reverse can feel kind of tormenting. It just feels like a repeated thought on loop. consistently. And it's about expressions of the heart. It's about wanting peace with knowing that I expressed and I took advantage of an opportunity, even though that's what they're kind of toiling about, is the fact that they didn't take a risk as well. So they're thinking about that. They're thinking a lot about their youth and how they had freedom in their youth to express and they didn't. And they're kind of torturing themselves that now they maybe have the confidence to express, but they don't have the physical freedom to do so. We have wishes do come true. We have the saxophone. I do think of longing. And they're kind of showing me MTV as well. We have the letter B and A. The shamanic feather. We also have a wrench in our plan. It's the red-handled wrench, which can feel like an empowerment tool overall. We have the cherries. That for me is very innocent. It's very physical. Somebody who wants to explore something with you. So this may not have ever crossed a physical line. We have sweet results with sacrifice. So you may have felt like you've moved forward or sacrificed this connection for the position you're in now. A lot of Aquarius energy coming through. We have a lot of regret with the 5 of Cups in the bowl. Aquarius for the divine feminine, and music. Music really brings them back to a time and place, specific songs, but also this idea that we could have built something. We could have made beautiful music together. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I update that shop daily. But come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the Queen of Wands, and this is your reading. In this no contact situation, how do they think you feel, and what do they wish would happen? Now, this Queen of Wands, she doesn't like to be kept waiting, but they feel like maybe you are waiting for something. Maybe waiting for expression. They're just showing me this volcano in the background that's creating this huge plume of black smoke that seems to be blocking out the sun. And so there's like a lack of clarity between the two of you as well, that you may be getting frustrated by some type of delay or wait, especially if you are relating to the divine feminine energy, especially Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. But what do they think you feel in this no contact situation? Now, again, I've mentioned this in pile 1 that these may be assumptions. These may be assumptions that they're having. This may also be a projection of their own feelings. But here's the 2 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, the Empress, the Queen of Swords, and we have the Star. The Queen of Pentacles. Back of the deck is the Chariot, and we have the Death. Now, it's interesting because they're highlighting with this Queen of Wands, there's a sense of this could be actually what you're feeling right now. This could be you waiting for clarity, you feeling like you've been waiting forever, because in their opinion it feels very different. They are convincing themselves that you've moved on, that you're happy, that you have boundaries towards them, that you're situated, that you've arrived where you want to be, that you've literally armored yourself up against what could have been in this connection. Like we have the Empress, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles sitting here, the Star energy. Like they may not see through, because appearances can be deceiving. You could be feeling very vulnerable in the in-between, but they feel like you fake it really well if you are feeling really vulnerable. A lot of Aquarius energy and Cancer energy coming through for the divine feminine. Here's the Devil. Here's the 2 of Swords. And the truth is, this 2 of Swords sitting in limbo shows that I don't think they have a clear view of what you're experiencing. I feel like you could be sitting here in this frustrating wait with the Queen of Wands. And maybe you have created evolution. Maybe you've evolved in your life and your position. And maybe you put on a very brave face. But I also feel like they don't have a full picture. They don't see that you're feeling emotionally pulled in different directions. The 3 of Swords. It's like they see themselves as a temporary feature for you, or someone that didn't make a huge impact on you, but that's just their ego trying to protect them, I guess, from the truth or from evolution at this moment. Because in this moment, the 5 and the 3 of Swords, they're talking about stuck energy. And this could be representing exactly how you're feeling, of feeling stuck in a prison of your own, like your own thoughts when it comes to this person. That the tide has gone out long ago, and yet we're still stuck in this mental loop that exists. So their perspective is kind of self-protective, because the truth is that I don't think there was any winner at all in this connection when it severed, or when there was no contact. Nobody actually came out on top here. So their assumptions or their projections towards what you're thinking or feeling is trying to protect them from the thought that maybe they're disappointing you, or that they're hurting you in this moment by staying away. And boundaries could be an issue for you as well. They also don't want to create havoc for you, but here's the Hierophant. Now, the Queen with the Hierophant, she's sitting in a really abundant position, or she's evolved maybe into institutions like education, government, marriage, things of that nature that would, from the outside looking in, look like progress and look like abundance. It doesn't really speak necessarily to the emotional weight that this carries for either one of you. Here's the Ace of Cups, and here is the 7 of Pentacles. And with the 4 of Cups now, they feel like you're over it, or you're very apathetic towards any type of change. That you might consider it from time to time, but that you've moved into a new version of life, or a new version of peace. And part of them, again, wants that to be true, because they don't want you to feel like you've compromised anything. They genuinely want you to feel happy. Honestly, even if it's at their expense, they genuinely want you to feel happy, but they're also protecting themselves from this idea that they've disappointed you. And that you represent this crossroads, or this opportunity that confidence could have changed everything. So if they can project out at you that you must be fine and happy, maybe even happily in a relationship, then that placates them a little bit. It stops them from having to push against the hurdle that's in the way of this door frame that could create ascension or even upgrades in this connection overall. Yeah. They just see you as so capable and in control of everything. Because it's like they see all the potential in you. They don't see themselves as potential, or they didn't see themselves as potential in the past. They see you up on this pedestal, and you're the one with all the potential. What do they wish would happen? Justice and the 10 of Cups. This is truth, and this is the full spectrum. They want to know if they're right. And honestly, the Justice in this case, it feels like it could be almost intimidating, because what if they are right and you are fine? And then that kind of transfers the pain over to them. Like, what if you are fine? So it sort of holds a lot of heavy weight. Even back of deck is the Devil. So it holds a lot of heavy weight for them to think that you're completely happy in new relationships and that you never ever think about this. But it's like that's actually what they want. Part of them craves the truth, come what may. Page of Wands. And I just heard curiosity kills the cat, and the cat is this symbol of independence. It's like their curiosity kills their perceptions if they are able to achieve the truth. But it might push against someone's independence. They're very curious about what you're actually experiencing, and they want to have a solution to that curiosity. Nine of Swords. There's the Hermit. And it's like part of them wants you to just blurt it out, blurt out the truth, you know, create clarity. But they say that you're more graceful than that. You're more composed than that. Yeah, they're saying that there's just something like they're using the term graceful. It's almost like and this is all about energy, has nothing to do with gender, but they're saying it's like you're more ladylike than that, or it's like that's not how you would conduct yourself. It's almost like they know that you've got a lot of, I don't want to say ego, but you have a lot of self-respect. And that even if you could provide clarity, that you might not, because ultimately your strength is in your composure. And you may have been someone in the past that was very willing to say, you know, I have boundaries and I can't cross these boundaries. They don't expect any of this to happen overnight. Even if they hope for clarity in the full spectrum from you, they don't expect it to happen overnight. And they understand that honestly, it might not change anything overall as far as the ability to progress, because again, they say that you're very focused, and you have a lot of integrity, and you're graceful, and that's how you conduct yourself. It's almost like they feel like you wouldn't lower yourself to go backwards. And again, this may be very true. This may be completely off from the truth. They're just making assumptions. What are they thinking and feeling right now for pile number 2, please? Ace of Pentacles. Thinking about communication. I feel like in a perfect world, they're hoping that in a perfect world, you would want to be in a relationship with them, but you just can't be. And yet they have this fear, this assumption, and maybe it's just to try to beat vulnerability to the punch, but they have this assumption that you're over it, you're moving through it, you're independent now. But they still don't have all the answers. They just mentioned family as well. It says, I am coming, trust. This is the Magician. Highlighting potential. They are acknowledging that you may acknowledge that there was a lot of potential. I left because you told me to. And we have light. And then we have, I hope that you'll wait for me, showing up as well. I will say here with the Queen of Swords sitting here in the position that she's in, along with this star energy, they are also afraid of approaching because they're afraid of being rejected. Now, they may also have felt like they were rejected in the past. It says, I am addicted to you. But I am too afraid to talk to you. So back of deck already says you have to listen with your heart. Because there's no contact at this moment, we have to listen with our heart because they're too afraid to come forward. We have yeah, nah. It's as if they have this opinion that you're humdrum about the whole situation, which I do not feel is accurate. It's just based on almost like their opinion of themselves. We have here, I want you to choose. Definitely. Because they definitely don't feel like they have the strength afforded to them to be able to push through. And even right now, the Five of Swords is their ego working against them at this time. How do they truly feel at this moment, please? We have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. And reconciliation, time apart from your partner, is on the horizon. Or I'm sorry, someone from your past is returning to your life. This is what they would want. These feelings are real and worth exploring. They wish to be reconciled with you, but they know that they have to wait. Divine timing is at work in your love life. But they feel like, honestly, I feel like they think so highly of you. They presented you as all of these queens, including the Empress in the center of the reading, which speaks to abundance itself. So I feel like they really feel like you are worth the wait. Let's get advice from your guides and angels. Advice, please, for pile number 2. Be bold and take charge. Confidence. We also have the boundaries with the bear. I often feel boundaries with the Queen of Swords. So there may be boundaries that you may have to maintain, but if you want clarity in the situation, Spirit encourages you to be the one to take charge, because this person is too afraid to step outside of their conditioning or their thought process in order to make corrections or even clarity in this connection possible. Let's get a charm bowl, please. The last thought they had about pile number 2 in the bowl. Six of Pentacles. Oh, they keep thinking it's one-sided. It's like they keep thinking it's one-sided, that it's not supported here with the Three of Pentacles reversed. They're also highlighting the work realm. You may have worked with this person in the past, or it may have been a school situation, but they're highlighting the work realm for someone as well. They're also speaking to like clarity that never came in with this Ten of Cups reversed. But the Ten of Cups reversed can also feel like a broken relationship. It's like a broken home, like empty nest energy. Somebody may feel like they're stuck in a karmic relationship and waiting for the empty nest in order to take action. We have a book that's standing straight up. It says Kings and Queens. We have U and G. We have O and P, and we have and. So there's like a reference of like more to come. They don't want to believe that we are done. We have I can, and we have wishes come true. It's like we can make wishes come true, including reconnection. It's just going to perhaps require the Divine Feminine to be bold and take charge here, or require them to have more confidence to do the same. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. Also check your notifications if you've left comments in the past, because I'm waiting to hear back from my most recent winner. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I update that shop every day. But come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the Queen of Swords, and this is your reading. In this no contact situation, how do they think you feel about them, and what would they like to see happen? Now, the Queen of Swords, she is the smartest. She is a leader. She is someone who kind of puts boundaries in place. She's the one with the truth at times as well. So they may be having this assumption that you are maybe a little bit cold towards them. Maybe you've gained a brand new perspective that doesn't include them, or that there could be boundaries that are holding you back from communicating something to them. But let's take a look here. I'm going to use the Alice in Wonderland Tarot for you. What do they think you feel in this no contact? And as I said, I prefaced both of my piles today already with the understanding that these are projections potentially from them, that they could be feeling similarly, or they could be projecting their fears or their hopes. But what are they thinking that you feel for them during this no contact situation? Oopsie. We have the Strength. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups. My toilet is flushing and there's no one home. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Two of Cups on back of deck with the Seven of Cups, and here's the Six of Wands. They do feel like you are wearing masks at this time. They feel like there's a lot of confusion between the two of you, and that feedback would be very, very helpful. I feel like they think that you want to be in a relationship with them. They're also highlighting that maybe relationships could also be an issue. Because the truth is that this spread feels very, very different than the Queen of Swords energy actually is. So this Page of Cups, they're speaking about how you actually think really highly of them, but maybe you were ill-equipped to be able to express it, or you didn't have the confidence to express it. And that you want to express it. You want to tell them the impact that you had, or that they had rather, on you. Because I feel like there was a perpetual state of uncertainty where the two of you were like two kids on either end of the gymnasium, where you should have just said something or expressed something. There could have been a lot of flirtation between the two of you. But also this flirtation, I mean, again, there's confidence issues where it's like there was a lot of emotional confusion and doubt between the two of you. And it felt like a never-ending race. It's like that song, this is a song that never ends. Here's the Knight of Cups. Now they just keep highlighting the fact that this Wheel of Fortune is the dodo bird, and it's a race that doesn't have a beginning and doesn't have an end. The dodo bird's wearing a pirate hat, and he's an extinct creature. And it's like there is this feeling about piracy, and in this moment they're highlighting piracy and making off with something that doesn't belong to me. So that's what holds you back, is feeling like you're in a perpetual state where something has to end in order for you to come forward. And there's an aspect of piracy. So you perhaps feel like you would have to jump ship in order to come forward in some way. I feel like this could also be very double-ended. I feel like this person, there's a parallel here between your life and their life. And that you don't come forward, but you want to. And that you feel them. Like even though there's no contact, there's a tension or a magnetism between the two of you. It almost feels like an energetic communication that happens. They think that you feel it too, because they're feeling it. They think you feel this too. But that there's practical things for both of you that anchor you in the situation. So they think that the two of you are living the same experience. Even here with the Three of Pentacles, maybe foundations that we're building. The two of you could have been a part of each other's foundations, and now you've built things on top of that foundation. Different levels, different layers on top of that foundation, but two little hedgehogs that are both looking over their shoulder. And I'm hearing that song by Aaliyah. And I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's You Can't Tell Nobody. I'm talking about nobody. It's like we can't tell anybody how we're feeling. It's like this is a secret that we keep. Even the clarity, the sun doesn't come out in the upright. It comes in a state of limbo. Because there's no freedom. There's no freedom to express. So they think that you don't have the freedom to express, but that you do want to, and that it mirrors the expression that they feel, which is this magnetism, this draw towards you that could have been very empowering. That there's so much that we want to say, and it's very emotional. It's not just physical, it's not just curious, it's very emotional. It feels like they could go back in time, or they could step forward today and go back right where you left off. The problem is that there's been evolution, that there has been changes in perspectives. They also wonder if you get jealous of like people that could be in their life now. And this could be a little bit of wishful thinking. Here's the King of Cups back of deck. It's like they wonder if you could get jealous of what they're experiencing, but they don't want that. They don't want you to necessarily, like I think part of them does want it, but they're hoping that it doesn't torture you or anything, because they say that nothing changes how they feel. Like nothing changes. It doesn't matter who or what or time. It doesn't matter. They still have this feeling. It's like they'll always hold a candle for you, or they will always be inspired by you. It doesn't mean that they don't love elsewhere, but it does mean that they will always care deeply for you. You have the Fool. And they just keep showing me this Two of Cups, which is a reference to relationships. But the vines on the cup, there's feedback connected to a conversation. It's like it would open up the potential for both of you to have this new emotional start, and that you both want this new emotional start, but that you don't come forward because there's a fear of stepping outside of this comfort zone. They're giving me a lot of energy surrounding youth, or like children, or coming of age. You could have been very young when you met this person. The children could be a factor right now. They also are assuming that you're keeping tabs on them, that you kind of understand what's going on in their life, especially on a practical level, that you have kept tabs on them. They may have even noticed, like, maybe you've liked a photo on social media or something. Like, they think that you're watching them on social media. I think that that's a parallel too. I think that they're watching you on social media. Here's the Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands. They also feel like you have a lot that you want to say to them, and that even if you have moved into other things, that there's a thirst that will always exist for them. I just heard the term tall glass of water and I'm thirsty for a drink. That's what I just heard. Tall glass of water and I'm thirsty for a drink. And that's a reality that stings, that you both, again, share. They keep focusing me on these 6 different little flames. And they're showing me Virgo energy, actually. There's a lot of Leo here as well, a lot of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But they're showing me Virgo as well. Because they feel like, regardless, you just want answers. And again, I feel like that's them kind of defending their own perspective here. It's like they're projecting all of these feelings or thoughts towards you so that they don't have to own them completely on their own. So that there's a shared energy in how to handle or carry the weight of this. What do they want to happen? What do they want to happen, please? Justice. And I'm seeing that movie with Tom Cruise where it says, I want the truth. And he says, you can't handle the truth. It's like, I want the truth, but you can't handle the truth. Because the truth here has the capacity to shift things, has the capacity to create, I don't want to say upheaval, but like a change in the balance that you've created for yourselves. Queen of Swords with the 6 of Swords. This is interesting because all 3 piles have had a similar energy about what they want. And they all want the divine feminine energy, and we're just using it as for ease of execution. They all want you to act. They all want you to be the one to step forward, you to be the one to cure their curiosity, you to be the one to bring forward clarity. Of course, we all want, that's easier for the other person to come forward with that clarity. They want their curiosity to be demolished. They want to know your perspective clearly. They want communication. And honestly, they want opportunity. Despite knowing that there's these 2 trees that are creating the arch. So there's still like other issues that maybe we would have to contend with, but they want communication and they want opportunity. It's not just clarity, it's opportunity. An opportunity to share and to express your shared existence. Page of Swords, and we have the 5 of Pentacles. Because right now, it's like they're not happy with everything that's happened. They're worried that it's over permanently. That's what their big concern is that this is over permanently and there's no going back. And they're not satisfied with that. There are so many unanswered questions or unanswered feelings that they haven't expressed. They're afraid, it's like they're an outsider looking in through your window. And they, truthfully, they want this to be a shared experience. I think that they want it straight from you because they want to know if that's true or not, or whether or not they're actually alone in all of this. That may be their biggest fear, is thinking that they're actually all alone here. What sort of thoughts are they having towards pile number 3, please? Coming from the Eternal Messages deck. I'm always reminded of you. The thought of explaining to myself and apologizing scares me because I don't want to see any pain that I've caused in your eyes. They are intimidated by this queen. I don't want to be with anyone else. And don't focus on who wants me because I want you. I just saw I've thought of living together. I keep hearing the song by Sarah McLachlan, Building a Mystery, as well. So there could be messages in that song and those lyrics for you. And the lyric that keeps repeating is holding on and holding it in. Just wait on me, don't give up on me. They feel like they're hiding their feelings for the right reasons right now. Because, yeah, I'm situating this karmic situation. So feeling like they're stuck in a karmic cycle with you, or in general with other partners. You're so different, but that's why I love you. I'm not hiding the connection for the wrong reasons. They think they're doing it for the right reasons. I do want us to be in a relationship. And I reminisce a lot about the times I spent with you. Back of the deck says, telepathically communicate with me on the back of that deck. And let's get some advice, please, for pile number 3 from their guides and angels in relation to this connection in no contact. We have here, speak less and listen more with empathy. The koala bear always speaks to me as a creature where we shouldn't tolerate less than what we deserve as well. We have here adaptation, adapt to the changes that are happening. And Spirit says surrender and let go of control. Back of the deck says you are a healer. They say that we cannot heal anything in this situation until we heal ourselves. They feel that sometimes this person might... it's almost like they think of the path with you as the one missed path that would have changed the course of their entire life, but that's not taking a lot of ownership on the responsibilities that they hold to create happiness in their life, for instance. So they're speaking here about reflecting with the judgment energy about what you deserve. Because they wouldn't want this person to come forward, or for you to go forward towards this person if what they have to offer you is less than what you deserve overall. And they just feel like you are a highly, like the fox, a highly intelligent creature. You're very intuitive as well. And Spirit says that there is a sense of adaptation where maybe your perspective of the situation has shifted and changed, or will shift and change when you start to reflect more upon your attachment in this connection. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 3, please. What did they last think? Their last thoughts towards pile number 3 in the bowl. I think that was the Emperor. 9 of Cups reversed. Here, yeah, the Emperor coming in sideways. Now, the 9 of Cups reversed does speak to somebody who feels like, it almost feels like a selfish aspect to perhaps come forward right now. There is concerns for the Divine Masculine for the home. So they feel like it's kind of greedy at this moment because they have this wish connected to you, but they feel like it would be greedy to come forward at this time as well because they might be protecting something. But you remind them of like a time when they were young and optimistic. It's like they may be situated in a situation, but they feel kind of stuck there, or sort of there's a thirst that exists there. For some reason, and this is not going to be for everyone, but I was just shown Ernie from Sesame Street, so take that as it resonates. We do have the fish bones. I think of Pisces and the 10 of Swords with the fish bones, and it's coming sort of in a state of limbo. So this is like over emotional responses, maybe being stuck in a freeze state like that. We have communication. We have a dime here. I think of October and Libra. They're speaking about lack of clarity between the two of you. Music, I feel like, is it's almost like a relatable energy or something that brings them back to a time and place. We have the double-edged razor, so something painful for two people, and sort of a lack of options about what we can do about it. There's temptation with the mermaid, the letter D. We also have Aquarius for divine feminine and healing. I feel like you could be the air energy here, and there's a reference of how you've done so much work towards your clarity and towards your own peace. You're maybe not completely there yet. You're still evolving through that, but we also have here peace and closure, conversations, and listening with your heart. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Please drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me, and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and that link is below as well. But come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.